Have you been wondering how the OTF boss Lil Durk is moving and behaving in prison following his detention in Broward County Jail? Fans have been curious about the rapper's life in prison. Is he gang banging, laying low, or causing trouble behind bars? Interestingly, a cellmate of Lil Durk opened up about the rapper's behavior in jail in this video. I will show you Lil Durk's unexpected prison behaviors. Lil Durk behind bars following the recent arrest of the OTF boss Lil Durk on charges related to a murder for hire plot. It appears the rapper, who once traveled by a private jet, is now confined to the four corner walls of the prison. According to jail records, 32-year-old rapper Lil Durk, whose real name is Durk Banks, was booked into the Broward County Jail pending charges of murder for hire. This occurred after the U.S. District Attorney in Los Angeles filed an indictment against the rapper and 5 other members of only the family. The indictment charged them with alleged conspiracy to commit murder for hire, resulting in death, and the use of a machine gun, also resulting in death. Interesting times are ahead, as it appears that Lil Durk doesn't mind prison at all. He seems to be coping like an og, and word on the street is that he is getting along well in jail, except for the food. According to TMZ, an insider revealed that Lil Durk is super charming and has come to terms with prison life. The source highlighted to TMZ that the Grammy-winning rapper is in great spirits while going through his predicaments. We're told he's getting along well with the FDC Miami staff, as well as his fellow inmates inside. TMZ highlighted, however, just like anyone else who has done time in jail, the rapper, although getting along with everything else, hates the food appears to be a common grievance among inmates, especially because the food in there is the direct opposite of the luxurious breakfast one is used to on the outside. An anonymous ex-inmate described his experience with prison food on Quora, saying, "I was sentenced to 2 years in Rikers Island and served 18 months. The food there is terrible, but you learn to cope with it. Breakfast starts at 5 o'clock. And is optional for breakfast. They serve bread, massive amounts of jelly, and milk. Sometimes they give you a muffin as well." He added, "One thing I found odd was that they don't serve eggs for breakfast, but do serve egg salad for lunch, since food is served by inmates. Sometimes, if you are part of a gang or in a certain clique, you will get some extra treats, such as an extra chicken breast or skim milk for those who don't have a medical card." Another inmate from San Quentin State Prison once dished out his opinion about prison food, saying, "Prison food is the opposite of my mother's cooking. There is no smell, and the food tastes bland. One thing for sure, when I do get out of here, no beans for me. Sometimes we are fed beans for breakfast and beans for dinner. The only thing is the beans are dry and sometimes hard-eye, like beans, not rocks, for breakfast or dinner. Now the egg are always cold, and be careful, because there might be a piece of eggshell laying around. Fresh bread doesn't make its way to prison. The bread isn't soft, but it's not hard. Sometimes the end piece is on the tray as an extra." Aside from the food, Lil Durk has put up mild-mannered behavior among inmates in Broward County Jail. Interestingly, Broward County Jail is known for its notoriety, as it has become home to some of America's most notorious criminals. If you don't know, YNW Melly has been locked up in Broward County Jail for the past 5 years, and as hardcore as he appears, he doesn't seem to be having a good time there. An ex-inmate of Broward County Jail who just got out still recalls the organization and operations of the prison. According to him, YNW Melly is housed in the main jail. Broward has 4 jails, 3 in Pompo, right next to each other, and the main jail in Fort Lauderdale. The main jail is where they do bookings and keep higher-profile serious cases. He's in the main jail on the 8th floor. He used to be in Gent, but they switched him to PC. My bunkie was in the dorm with him while he was in G-Poop. He's in PC now, though, and apparently they're treating him real bad, not allowing him to use phone and not turning on TV. Jail sucks. Not a good time due to his status. Let's assume that Lil Durk is also housed in the main jail, or probably moved to PC. Although there are cameras all over the jail, it does not guarantee your safety. For instance, YNW Melly once filed a lawsuit claiming cruel treatment in jail. It was reported that YNW Melly accused the Broward Sheriff's Office of cruel treatment behind bars. and asked the Florida judge for his immediate release from prison. To be honest, prison is a really crazy place, where your dreams, hopes, and career can be slaughtered in just the twinkle of an eye. So no matter who you think you are on the outside, you have got to behave yourself in jail, especially in a terrible facility like Broward County Jail, where most of the inmates are reportedly suffering from mental health disorders. In a post requesting 40 facts about Broward County Jail, an ex-inmate commented, "Filthy, nasty jail. And so are the deputies that work there. It's a shame how they treat and talk to the inmates, speaking from experience. So don't judge me no matter what someone has done. They are still human and deserve to be treated with respect. Tony needs to clean up this hellhole." Another user aligned with his thought by saying, "Absolutely hell." However, some people still apply logic to their perception of the notorious condition of Broward County Jail. One user commented, "It's jail, not the Hilton. Passed through there myself, thought it was exactly as I thought it would be. I am hypoglycemic, and when I was released, a deputy was nice enough to get me a Mountain Dew, so I didn't get sick. He offered, I didn't even ask him. Thank you, sir." Another user highlights proof that Broward County Jail is a terrible saying. They detain you for several hours after your release, only to let you out around 3 o'clock. How are you supposed to get home at that hour of the day? Interestingly, this user seems to bring the discussion to an end by reminding everyone that they can avoid jail. He said, "Hey, the solution is don't do the crime, and you won't pay the time. That's a solution when you start coddling the criminals. That's when they don't mind going to jail." It's crazy. Prison is really crazy, and even crazier that rappers often end up there. Like, how do you even get there? You are a rapper. You probably have the money and attention you need. Prison is where you lose everything. How did Lil Durk find himself in that hole? How was Lil Durk arrested? The industry was startled by the news that rapper Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Banks, was arrested and is facing a federal charge for an alleged murder for hire plot connected to the death of Lil Poop, Quando Rondo's cousin. I know that you are beginning to connect the dots, but hold on, let me explain something for you real quick. Lil Durk's arrest comes after federal prosecutors in California indicted 5 individuals believed to be members of Lil Durk's Only the Family OT F crew. The charges claimed these men arranged to travel across state lines to carry out the alleged attack against Quando Rondo's circle in 2022.
There are now 5 people in custody who weren't in custody before. 5 people who were alleged to have committed a murder in broad daylight in the middle of the afternoon in the city of Chicago.
Here is the gist. Federal agents swooped in and arrested 5 men in connection to the August 2022 shooting in Los Angeles that killed Quando Rondo's cousin, and they're being charged with conspiracy to murder for hire in retaliation for King Von's death. Apparently, as it turned out, it appears the feds have been looking for a substantial link connecting the big fish Lil Durk to the murder for hire charge labeled on his affiliate. Somehow, the feds knew the crime was a continuation of the tragic events that unfolded in 2020 at the premises of Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta, which led to the death of Lil Durk's bestie King Von. Now I think the feds need no informant to tell them that if it concerns King Von's death, Lil Durk definitely called the shots. I think the feds only needed someone to implicate him, providing substantial evidence of Lil Durk's involvement in the retaliation attack. Yes, we can say that OTF Jam is that person, and because Jam is a close circle affiliate of Lil Durk, would be no limit to the range of information the feds have gathered from Jam's wiretap body. It's no wonder, as soon as the feds got what they wanted, Lil Durk was hit with the most devastating events of his career.
Durk has been locked up in Broward County Jail. He's there right now. This is this. Yes, Broward. He's in Florida. I got the whole thing on. Look on my stream. I got it. Oh my God, bro.
As expected, DJ Academics was among the first people to break the news of Durk's arrest to the industry. After making a video about the situation, he tweeted, "Breaking: Lil Durk has been arrested by U.S. Marshals and held in Broward County Correctional Facility until he's extradited to California for his federal charge." His charge is murder for hire for the death of Quando Rondo's cousin Lil P. According to reports, Lil Durk was arrested by U.S. Marshals on Thursday and is currently being held in the Broward County Correctional Facility in Florida. Police records show the 32-year old rapper is being detained without the option of bail and awaits extradition to California to face federal charges. His mugshot has been released. Here is the backstory. Lil Durk founded the label Only the Family OTF in 2010. He claims that OTF is not a gang after federal charges were filed against 5 men associated with OTF. On October 17th, alleging they tried to kill Rondo in 2022 for his alleged involvement in the 2020 shooting death of rapper King Von. The men named in the suit are Keon London, Grant DeAndre, Dantrell Wilson, Keith Jones, David Brian Lindsay, and Asa Houston, although L. Durk was not named as a defendant in the October 17 suit. His arrest by federal agents has been confirmed to be connected to the murder for hire charge. The indictment charged 5 people for the murder of Luoth, but it gets deeper than that. Check this out.
The charges include conspiracy to murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving a death, and the use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death.
Interesting times are ahead, because the indictment points to a well-coordinated plan involving alleged OTF affiliates who reportedly placed a bounty on Quando Rando. Instead, his cousin El Poob was killed. Allegedly, members of OTF used a credit card linked to the record label to purchase plane tickets, enabling them to travel from Chicago to California after learning Quando Rondo's location. Now let's connect some dots. The 5 men named in the federal indictment are accused of carrying out the shooting as part of a larger scheme involving alleged OTF gang activity. The indictment suggests these men intended to retaliate against Quando Rondo, whom they reportedly believe to be connected to the tragic death of rapper King Von in the complaint that was unsealed. Last Friday, prosecutors established their case against Lil Durk and his label, accusing Only the Family of being not just a music organization, but also a hybrid organization that doubles as a criminal enterprise that has committed evil and vile things at the direction of Banks. Durk is referred to as Banks. In the indictment, prosecutors allege that one of those criminal activities was the 2020 attempted murder of rapper Quando Rondo, allegedly plotted in retaliation for the 2020 killing of rapper King Von, Lil Durk's friend. Interestingly, both the new charges and the previous indictment alleged that the 5 men were behind the 2022 shooting that took Quando Rondo's cousin. But in the latest charges, prosecutors directly accused Lil Durk of ordering the 2022 shooting, saying it was retaliation for a 2020 Atlanta shooting in which a Rondo associate allegedly shot and killed King Von. Prosecutors claimed that at the time of the murder, TB had a public feud with Banks. The feud stemmed from a No. 6 2020 murder, where an associate of TB shot and killed an OTF rapper named Davin Von Bennett, aka King Von. Bennett was a member of OTF and Banks' close friend. They added the latest filing also alleged that L. Durk was planning to vacate the country when he was arrested. It was reported that following the arrest of 5 OTF members, prosecutors received notification that Lil Durk had secured commercial flights to Dubai, United Arab Emirates, and Switzerland. Unfortunately, he never boarded either. The FBI allegedly got information that Lil Durk booked passage on a private jet to Italy, where he was arrested just before hopping on the flight. When Cat Williams said this year is the year of truth, I thought he had just come back from the future at the time, because it seems as though Only the Family is on the path to Rico again. In a not-so-shocking turn of events, the new filing appears to implicate OTF as an organization. According to the indictment, Co-Conspirator 1 would place a bounty on individuals that Co-Conspirator 1 and other OTF members wanted to kill, including TB. Quando Rondo is referred to as TB. It proceeds to allege that as part of the bounty, co-conspirators, known and unknown, including defendant Wilson, would pay anyone who took part in the killing of TB and or reward individuals with lucrative music opportunities with TFO. No, dude, L. Durk is so cooked. I think L. Durk is referenced in the indictment as Co-Conspirator 3. Check this out. Using a credit card associated with OTF, Co-Conspirator 3 would purchase airline tickets for the co-conspirators to fly to California and murder TB. Prosecutors say the same credit card was used to book hotel accommodations for the Azants, and the card was allegedly issued under a bank account that listed Durk's one-time manager as an owner. It was also reported that another credit card was issued under the same account to Lil Durk's father. But then, how did the plan go? Well, according to the reports, it went south. The indictment confirms that defendant Jones and Lindy and co-conspirator 2 would fire multiple shots at TB, killing SR, who was a passenger in TB's vehicle. If you have been following this gist, then you need no interpreter to tell you that SR is El Pap. Now, if you remember, after the attack on Quando Rondo's camp, killing El Pap, word on the street was someone snitched on Rondo's location. The street is never wrong, because according to the indictment, Overa number 2, on August 18, 2022, one or more conspirators, including co-conspirator 4, learned that TB was visiting California and staying at a hotel in Los Angeles. So the big question now is, who snitched? But before you go beating yourself over that puzzle, let's look at how the indictment described the tragic events of the day. According to the feds, the killer squad, using 2 cars, including one without a registered license plate, worked in tandem to track, stalk, and attempt to murder TB at a gas station located in Los Angeles. During the attack, the conspirators allegedly fired at least 18 rounds at TB's vehicle, several of which hit and killed El Pap. After the deed was done, prosecutors reported that the killer squad later assembled at a restaurant where they scrambled payment for the attack and then made one last mistake at dawn. They allegedly used the same OTF-linked credit card to obtain flight tickets to Chicago. One more thing, take a look at how the indictment connected the crime to the 2020 murder of King Vow.
It says, the charges mark the latest fallout from the high-profile killing of King Von. They connecting dots.
The All My Life rapper gets honored near his hometown for his work with his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. The Grammy Award-winning rapper was awarded multiple keys to the city, including Village of Broadview and Village of Bellwood. This prestigious honor is added to the long list of accolades that the self-proclaimed voice of the trenches has received in the last few years. In a shocking turn of events, the key to the city that Durk received just a week ago was revoked following his arrest on Friday. Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson took back the honorary key that officials of the Chicago Village presented to Durk on October 18th, after news broke that U.S. Marshals had arrested the rapper in Florida for an alleged murder conspiracy. In addition to rescinding the key, Broadview officials terminated their partnership with Durk's nonprofit organization, the Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. The mayor highlighted that although the American system of justice presumes everyone is innocent until proven guilty in the Village of Broadview, the court of public opinion of residents has even higher moral and ethical standards of behavior. This is just a glimpse of the consequences of gang life. Your legacy will be tarnished, affiliates will disown you, and more likely you end up behind bars. If you are lucky, however, if you are unlucky, just like King Vow, the consequences of gang life will get you boxed 6 feet underground. Interestingly, some people still look back at the event that started these whole tragedies and wonder if it was worth it, if an ego-filled fight was worth the life of King Vow and the entire rap career of Lil Durk. Let me take you a little back to 4 years ago, when life, freedom, and good music were highly underrated. The events of November 6, 2020 began like any other for King Vow and his crew. They were at the Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta, a popular spot for nightlife. Meanwhile, Quando Rondo and his entourage were also present at the venue. The atmosphere was charged, and tensions were high, though no one could have predicted the tragic events that were about to unfold. As the night progressed, an argument broke out between the two groups. Surveillance footage captured the moment when King Vow approached Quando Rondo outside the nightclub swiftly. Vow threw the first punch, igniting a violent brawl between the two entourages. The situation quickly climaxed out of control as fists flew and chaos erupted during the fight. Timothy Lowell Tim leaks.
So, Durk Banks, also known as Lil Durk. It brings me great honor and pleasure as the mayor of the Village of Broadview to present this key. And so on behalf of the Village of Broadview, we are honored to present this key to the city, to Durk Banks Neighborhood.
The All My Life rapper gets honored near his hometown for his work with his Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. The Grammy Award-winning rapper was awarded multiple keys to the city, including Village of Broadview and Village of Bellwood. This prestigious honor is added to the long list of accolades that the self-proclaimed voice of the trenches has received in the last few years. In a shocking turn of events, the key to the city that Durk received just a week ago was revoked following his arrest on Friday. Broadview Mayor Katrina Thompson took back the honorary key that officials of the Chicago Village presented to Durk on October 18th, after news broke that U.S. Marshals had arrested the rapper in Florida for an alleged murder conspiracy. In addition to rescinding the key, Broadview officials terminated their partnership with Durk's nonprofit organization, the Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. The mayor highlighted that although the American system of justice presumes everyone is innocent until proven guilty in the village of Broadview, the court of public opinion of residents has even higher moral and ethical standards of behavior. This is just a glimpse of the consequences of gang life. Your legacy will be tarnished, affiliates will disown you, and more likely you end up behind bars. If you are lucky, however, if you are unlucky, just like King Vow, the consequences of gang life will get you boxed 6 feet underground. Interestingly, some people still look back at the event that started these whole tragedies and wonder if it was worth it, if an ego-filled fight was worth the life of King Vow and the entire rap career of Lil Durk. Let me take you a little back to 4 years ago, when life, freedom, and good music were highly underrated. The events of November 6, 2020 began like any other for King Vow and his crew. They were at the Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta, a popular spot for nightlife. Meanwhile, Quando Rondo and his entourage were also present at the venue. The atmosphere was charged, and tensions were high, though no one could have predicted the tragic events that were about to unfold. As the night progressed, an argument broke out between the two groups. Surveillance footage captured the moment when King Vow approached Quando Rondo outside the nightclub swiftly. Vow threw the first punch, igniting a violent brawl between the two entourages. The situation quickly climaxed out of control as fists flew and chaos erupted during the fight. Timothy Lowell Tim leaks.